Thank you, Speaker. I'm pleased to speak in support of the Protection of the Environment Amendment Legislation FOGO Recycling Bill 2024. I have been an outspoken advocate for food organics, garden organics recycling in my community for at least the last 20 years. Our environmental laws need continual improvements to ensure that they are fit for purpose, reduce environmental harm and importantly protect the health of our communities. The New South Wales Government recognises that food and garden organic waste is a significant contributor to our state's growing waste generation problem. Through the New South Wales Waste and Sustainable Materials Strategy 2041, key targets have been set to halve the volume of organics going to landfill by 2030 and achieve net zero emissions from this waste stream. This bill is an important milestone in the journey towards achieving these important objectives. This bill implements FOGO mandates, which will require certain businesses, including supermarkets, institutions and hospitality businesses, to have a source-separated food organics collection from the 1st of July 2026. To prevent unnecessary food waste, these mandates will also require large supermarkets to report on surplus food donations to any food charities from 1 July 2026. And from 1 July 2030, local councils will be required to provide a source-separated food and garden organics collection service to households within their LGA. To develop these mandates, the New South Wales Environment Protection Authority has consulted extensively with local government association, the councils, regional waste groups, organics processors and the broader waste industry, and institutions generating food waste, and all communities and most communities across the state. These mandates will serve an important purpose in revolutionising our waste management approach. And Mr. Speaker, I'd like to draw on an example from my local council, Penrith Council, fabulous council, which in 29 bit the bullet and said, we want to go down this road. We want to do a FOGO service in our local area. Penrith City Council were the first metropolitan council, not just in New South Wales, Mr. Speaker, but in Australia, to introduce a FOGO service in their urban areas. In 2019, it was further rolled out in the rural areas and later to the higher density properties in Penrith. It has been an overwhelming success. Our community has embraced it. As the organic material that is diverted from landfill with our resource recovery rate well over 70%, this means the material recovered can be made into valuable compost products. This material is then returned to Penrith. It's used in our local parks, in our gardens, in the hundreds of sports fields, cricket fields, and onto farmlands to assist with growth and water retention during drought-prone periods. Penrith has composted more than 500,000 tonnes of FOGO, and they're the most contemporary figures I have available at this stage, Mr. Speaker. It could well be in excess of that. This material has been diverted from landfill. It also makes economic sense. In 2023-24 alone, we saved in Penrith City Council $4,836,717. Wow. Hence, the domestic waste charge has remained low for our residents. In the last 5 years, Penrith City Council has an average savings year upon year of $5 million, which has directly benefited our community enormously through reduced waste charges. It is evident that we're running out of landfill space, particularly in Greater Sydney. We simply don't have the space to keep sending material that can be easily recycled and send it to landfill. And this government has a vision for the state where landfills are reserved only for that material that is truly not at all recoverable. Minimising the amount of organic waste going to landfill provides a huge opportunity to reduce environmental harm and protect the health of our communities. This is because every tonne of organic waste that we can divert from landfill ends up avoiding 1.5 tonnes of carbon dioxide emissions entering our air. There are also tremendous circular economy opportunities to be gained from these mandates. As I said, in my Penrith Council example, FOGO waste, when collected separately in the curbside, can be processed into high-quality commercial compost. Composting is a relatively low-cost method for managing organics and creates useful products with a range of applications. This compost can be used in a variety of settings for local communities. This includes urban amenity applications and for agriculture, which has already been mentioned. These are the largest and second largest end-use markets in New South Wales. Growth in demand also continues to increase. This is an exciting opportunity where the FOGO mandates will increase the supply of organic material, which will in turn can be used to create valuable recycled end product while simultaneously reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Compost made from curbside food and garden organics have significant environmental benefits, as the nutrient-rich matter cools and nourishes the soil, improves water retention, increases yield, and reduces maintenance needs. Applying compost to land can also assist in reversing urban and rural land degradation and sequesters carbon from the atmosphere. Introducing this bill will also give much needed certainty to local government, businesses and institutions to respond to this impending change. This legislative certainty will help drive investment in critical collection and processing infrastructure. And Mr. Speaker, I would imagine there will be a plethora of businesses which start up as a result of these moves. This will be important to ensuring this material can be put back into productive reuse and contribute to circular economy outcomes. The bill will greatly assist the EPA to continue the critical work needed to meet targets set under the New South Wales Waste and Sustainable Materials Strategy. Most importantly, it will reduce the amount of productive material going to landfill and increase the generation of organic byproducts to replenish soils and support the agriculture sector. This bill strengthens the effectiveness of our environmental laws and provides an important legislative framework to help transition our state towards that circular economy. And I commend the bill to the House.
I thank the member.